Back on the Chamber Report, time now for your favorite section. And it should be, because this is our opportunity to tell you about some of the members of the Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce. And we're going to lead it off with Rick Carpenter and the group from Super Lube. And Rick, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about location so that everybody can get a feel for where you're at.
Location, we're located just behind the Hayden Lake Shopping Center on 169 Hayden Lake Road.
So by the Champlain Plaza, you can't miss it. I'll tell you what, multiple user with both wife and daughter and myself, and Super Lube has done a great job for us. Tell us a little bit about Super Lube. What's the difference between your oil change and that of most full-service garages or car dealerships or tire stores compared to what you're doing and what they're doing?
Well, you know, the real big difference with what we do, and we're classified as a quick lube, is no appointment, no waiting. And you know, nowadays, with people's busy schedules, our slogan is change your oil, not your schedule. Most of our services are done in about 15 minutes. We use premium name brand oils, products, and parts, and we'll provide an instant interactive report card right there at the end of the 15 minutes and let you know exactly where you stand with your car. Like I say, all in about 15 minutes.
And again, because I'm a user, seriously, you drive up, most times you don't even have to honk because the door's up and they're ready for you. And I know that you go through a lot of other things, and we want to talk about those too. So there are other services besides oil change. See, I'm not giving him the opportunity to have this flow because I already know this stuff and I want to say it, but I'm going to let you say it. So you do provide more. It's not just walk in, here's your oil, there's that, and we're gone. Tell them about the other things that you do at Super Lube.
And that's a big misconception is when the quick lubes first started, that's all they did was changed your oil. They drained the old oil, put new oil in, and sent you down the road. And it's really evolved over time. And we actually provide, at this point, about 90% of your car's maintenance needs. From flushes, we can maintain the transmission, the coolant, the power steering fluid flushes, all of the differentials, changing out the fluids, serpentine belts, air conditioning recharge, headlights, light bulbs. We even restore headlights now. Some of the headlights have the pitted, real cloudy look. We can restore those back to like new for a fraction of the cost of what it would cost for new bulbs. And we do all the filters. We do air filters, cabin filters, fuel filters, interstate batteries, Bosch wiper blades, virtually anything that your manufacturer recommends and more, we can do all in about 15 minutes.
Okay, be honest with me, serpentine belt. I played sports, what have I done? And you know what, I just had one changed on the truck because I didn't know, but they showed it to me, it looked bad, so I went for it. Who knows that stuff? And that's why it was nice to walk in, well actually drive in, and they take care of you. The bulb thing is the one that I like. How do you know that something's out? Maybe a headlight, but I don't know anything going on back there. And that was one of the nice things, and it's no pressure. It's like, hey, your bulb's out, do you want us to change it? Yeah, no, whatever. And that's cool. I mean, it's just nice to know that stuff. Now, you talked about some of the fluids out there. Any other fluids besides motor oil?
Actually, yes. You know, motor oil is the most common one. Everybody thinks, geez, I got to get my motor oil changed every 3,000 miles. But what they don't realize is that you know, the power steering, the transmission fluid, the antifreeze, all of your differential fluid on four-wheel drives, transfer case fluid, they all have a manufacturer's recommended change interval, just like your oil does. The problem can be that since it's 50,000 miles on some of those instead of 3,000, the consumer tends to forget that those also need to be changed. And again, we do service all of those right in our store.
Well, and let me throw one out that's not, you know, maybe a lot of people aren't aware of. The air conditioning in the car just wasn't there, you know, and it was hot in August. I drove up and I didn't know. I didn't know if you could deal with it or not. Walked in, boom, boom, you can. And you got me covered, and I drove out and I had air conditioning, and so Mrs. Turok was happy, and we all know that when Mrs. Turok's happy, then we're all happy. But I had no idea that you guys did those types of things. That is wonderful. You know, you hear a lot about full service oil changes. What do you mean by that, and what are the differences that are out there?
Well, with full service, it's like I alluded to earlier, it's a big difference between just changing the oil and actually topping off all of your fluids, checking the condition and evaluating the condition of your fluids. And your parts too, as well as checking belts, hoses, virtually everything in your car. We'll test your battery for free with a high-tech tester. And then we will not only just check all those fluids, but we'll compare those fluids with your mileage on the car and the manufacturer's recommendations and see, you know, where you're at. Are you behind, or are you still not yet due for those services? Basically, you get a complete peace of mind report upon completion. And you know, we'll do tires and windshield. We electronically set your tires, which is really important these days because a lot of cars have these TPMSs, they're called, tire pressure monitoring system, that's very sensitive to the pressure, and if it's not right on, it'll throw off a code on your dash. So we invested in a very, very expensive electronic tire machine.
You know, I hear a lot about the different types. You've got conventional, you've got synthetic, you got high mileage, you got all this type of stuff, and then you got the AMSOILs and the Valvoline and all these different things. How is anybody supposed to keep track? How is anybody really supposed to know? Are you getting your money's worth if it costs more? You know, the old adage, you know, you pay for what you get. Well, who knows that stuff? How do you guys play that?
Well, the answer really is very technical. It's on a molecular level. But the bottom line is you do get what you pay for with oils. Synthetic oils are far superior to the conventional oils, which are basically refined crude, and then the synthetic oil is a much greater refining process. The advantage there is a synthetic oil is going to, it actually will help, it's so slippery that it's going to help your gas mileage, and you can notice it if you switch from a conventional to a synthetic oil. Many European cars, and now all GMs for 2011 going forward, are going to require, and you'll void your warranty if you don't put in a full synthetic oil. So prices of oil changes will go up on some of those vehicles considerably. However, you can also go longer between oil changes, so the interval in between. Then there's the high mileage oils. High mileage are either synthetic or semi-synthetic oils, but they have a lot of additives in there that can help reverse the aging process of your car. When a car starts to wear, you get oil leakage, you get oil burning, and these additives can help either stabilize or reverse that. So it's worth the money.
Well, I'll tell you what, 94 Chev truck, Betsy needs all the help that she can get. And the technicians at Super Lube have talked me through some of that stuff to kind of tell me, look, she's hurting a little, needs a little help, and here's what we recommend. And more importantly, here's why. Again, played sports. I have no clue about vehicles short of where the gas goes in, and if something's broke, I need to fix it. And your technicians just take the time to make sure that I understand everything that's going on. And we didn't even really talk that much about wipers. He's got a wiper over there. You know how the snow gets packed in that thing? Well, not on the one that we put on actually all three of our vehicles. So once my daughter got it and I saw it, had to have it. Super Lube in Champlin, just off Highway 169 by the Champlin Plaza off Hayden Lake Road. You can't miss it. I hope that you give them a shot. They'll love it. And this isn't your only store. You've also got down in Red Wing.
I have a store in Red Wing as well.
So the guy knows what he's doing. Rick, welcome to this area. Welcome to the Chamber of Commerce. You guys have been great supporters of us. And I'll tell you what, for information, if someone wants to find out more about Super Lube, how can they get a hold of you guys?
Well, our phone number is 763-421-3035. They can go to superlube.com or just stop in, and we'd be happy to get you right in immediately, no appointment.
Ask them about the serpentine belts. I'm sure that you'll get an answer from them. Rick Carpenter, Super Lube, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks, Pete.
You bet.